Uh, I was out recently in a town not too far from me, and I was in the mall and I was picking up a couple of things, and I was doing some shopping, uh, and I was looking for some shirts. And matter of fact, I just got me a couple of shirts. This was one of them, and I bumped into a gentleman that was in a wheelchair, a black man, uh, and he was very polite and very engaging. And I'm the type of person that, because of what I do, I have to be proactive. I have to be comfortable with speaking with strangers. And, uh, whether it was New York City, because uh, if you can't engage or, be proactive, or if you have a spirit of fear on you when it comes to, you know, uh, talking to people, you're not gonna really much going to make it, especially in this day and age. So, I don't really much have a fear of approaching pretty much anybody, whether it man or woman or a couple, when it comes to business or personal. The worst thing that a person can say is no. The worst thing that a person can say, even if they insult you, is all no at the end of the day. But I was speaking with this individual, and again, very polite. And I was asking, I said, what are some of the things to do around here? Just to gin up conversation. And he says, yeah, you got this lounge, you got this place, you got that place. And he told me about the fact that, even in small towns here, the black or African American population, whoever you want to call it, the Hebrew population, is pretty much dog eat dog. If you open up a cigar spot, or if you open up a nice little spot where people can just go pretty much and hang out, uh, chances are that place is going to get shot up. Now this is out in the country as well. It's sad, but he basically said that yeah, they don't pretty much support anyone out here of their own color. And it seems as though this spirit has gone, it permeates throughout society, throughout the world. And this is what happens when you are at the bottom of the totem pole. This is what happens when you have a crab in a barrel mentality. And the sad truth of the matter is that a lot of people, when you are really attempting to accomplish something and accomplish something in your life, just to give to give you a perfect example of coming from corporate America, leaving that environment, and then moving to the country and start my own business and being successful at it. It's very few people will really understand the liberating feeling that you get as a direct result of not having to depend on anybody, not having to clock into a system, not having to kowtow and step and fetch, not having to um, uh, depend on anybody for anything. Now, I believe in interdependence. I don't believe in just one person solely dependent on another. Uh, but uh, that's a major accomplishment, and you don't see a lot of people doing that. You don't see a lot of testimonies of that kind of success. And I understand and I get it full well, because we live in a crabs in a barrel mentality. This is how people think, and just because you are doing well or you're striving, that doesn't mean that people are going to support you. It's not going to mean that people are going to uplift you and encourage you. And it's been my experience, especially over the past ten or so years, is that the biggest haters that I've ever run across are people that are not accomplished in life at all. They haven't really accomplished anything in their personal lives. They haven't, produced really much anything in their personal life, even though they want to. They have to get what they get through nefarious means. They don't have the ability to go out and produce anything from themselves. They're just like government. They can only take from others. Or you have this phenomenon in the world today, where people can get up on social media and front all day. People can act like and claim like they're doing something when they're really doing nothing. They can act and claim like they're accomplishing something when they're really not accomplishing anything. And it's just at a point in time where it's just everybody's just a fraudster. Everybody wants to get on social media and talk the talk, but nobody wants to show proof or walk the walk. And it's sad that this spirit is out there, but it's unfortunate. And this is why I say, and I stress over and over again: get around people that are on a trajectory. If you see people that are in the same boat that they were in 3, 5 years ago, that should tell you everything that you need to know. I see this religious spirit, come out where everybody want to get up and do a Bible study and preach, but nobody wants to have their footprint uh, 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 produce anything or be an example to anybody. Everybody want to get up and they want to take the Bible and they want to do Bible studies and they want to do Bible sessions. But when you look at the mannerism of their lifestyle, it's nothing that you or I would want to follow at all. And again, I say, people are just not hard to figure out. That's why you got to watch what people do, not necessarily what they say. Um, it's a I'm very much encouraged when I see people that are working together, that's getting things done, and that can show the progress. And because again, I've learned over the years, but you watch people, you have people that get up and they talk, but they don't show any progress, and then you got the people that are really working and getting things done. They're showing the progress. They can show you. I give a perfect example in genre that we're in. The homesteaders, the people that are raising sheep and are raising goats and are raising chickens and are building and working together and cornering. Those things melt my heart. They encourage me. But for those who are not getting anything done, it's going to uh, 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 create a sense and aura of envy in their hearts. And this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with envy. We're dealing with jealousy, because you can automatically tell, especially 5, 10 years, you can see what kind of progress people have done or made, as opposed to the people who haven't done any progress, and especially when they're exposed for not being any person of any character, producing anything. And so, this is it's a problem, but there's always a solution to a problem, and that is always going to be making sure that you associate yourself with people of like mind, people that are getting things done, people that you can coordinate with and share ideas with and share resources with. And that's what I've been doing the past couple of days is, building solid, relationships and continuing to build solid relationships with those who get it and understand it and that yearn. Because, what I've noticed is that people who want to get things done, they yearn to be around people and be in communication with people that are getting things done, because it's an encouraging feeling. It's a sense where, you're motivated, you're encouraged, you're uplifted by the achievements of others. And people that don't got nothing going on, they're not going to talk like I talk, because they can't do like men like me do. um, it's sad. It really is unfortunate. And, we live in a world where if somebody can't take credit for your success, they're not going to support you at all. If they can't profit off of you, they're not going to support you at all. If they're not progressing like you're progressing, they're going to do everything to tear you down. And this is what I've noticed, in my personal experiences, that that's why I'd say, Yah is no respecter of persons, no man after the flesh, but after the spirit. Um, and you got to understand that, because, the people who have always come against me, the people that have come against me, my biggest detractors, the biggest people that claim that, they're brothers and their sisters and they love Yah and all this and the third, look just like me. Look just like me. And so you need to understand that, get away from all this flesh stuff. Get away from all of this color stuff, because hey man, it's about the content of one's character, not the hue of their skin. And if you get wrapped up into that kind of thought process, you're gonna hurt pretty bad attempting to develop relationships with those who don't mean you any good. Because again, look at what's going on in society today. People are hurting bad. They're hurting bad, and I've been talking about this for many years. And people are hurting even worse, and they're gonna be hurting even more so this year. And as we go into 24, the latter months of 2024 and into 2025, um, prepare your hearts, prepare your minds, prepare your homes, making sure that you have real skills, real assets, and of course, I say it over and over again, make sure you have real friends. You don't want stage playing hypocrites around you. You don't want people that, and that's why I say over and over again, stay away from people that are not doing well. I'm blessed to distance myself from people that just remove themselves out of my life. Because then when I look at their life, I know that they're not doing well. It's not just something of they're doing well, but they just don't want to be bothered with me. It isn't that. It's never the case. I've never seen that case. It's always been, they see you or I progressing, and they can't show that same progression, so they go on about their way. But not only do they go on about their way, but they sleek to slander and defame your name and your character, um, because they're not doing anything. And it's amazing. I say, over and over again, you do a positive video, you talk about positive things, or you try and do positive things with young men like this young man that I have the apprenticeship, the mentorship program in it. Nobody, well, people are supporting, but nobody wants to support that overall. People want controversy. That's what people feed off of. It's a sad world that we're living in, but it is what it is. But everybody has their role. Everybody has um, uh, their place, and everybody can be used to the extent that they can be. But learn how to distance yourself from folks that just don't mean you well. Um, I've come to the conclusion that people who do these things, they're not doing well, or they're not going to support you because they cannot control you, or take credit for all of the work that you've done. It's all about exploitation in this day and age. It's sad, but um, stay encouraged for those out there that are getting it done. I don't care, individuals or groups. Stay encouraged. Uplift one another. Share ideas with one another. Because at the end, we win.